Welcome, everybody. I'm going to do something I never do, and that's introduce. So bear with me. So who's here for the first time? Me. Awesome. All right. I assume y'all are here because you're somewhat familiar with Lynn and Lindy. But let's start with talk about what we do here. Winnsboro Center for the Arts. We are a multi-purpose arts center, offers entertainment, educational, programming, festivals, and many other opportunities for cultural experience. And of course, everything's growing, so if you'll look when y'all came in, to the left there, to the right as you go out, there's a display on the wall about the new plans for a new building. So there is a capital fund going on, fundraising. So if you can talk to the desk, intermission, or as y'all leave, we'll give you more information. All right. Anyway, okay. So Alder and Hearne. I'm going to read here. From Texas' Upper East Side near the art hamlet of Winnsboro, they actually live in Pineview. Award-winning singer-songwriters Lynn Adler and Lindy Hearne connect with audiences coast to coast. Honored to be selected by the Texas Commission of the Arts to serve on the state's official Texas touring roster. The husband and wife duo enjoys the title of Official Texas Touring Artist. So this night is kind of about release for their new CD, The Ties That Bind Us, released in August of this year. It's their first on the Howling Dog Records label, produced by Don Richmond and featuring special guests Eliza Gilkison, Bill Hearne, Michael Hearne. Michael Hearne actually performed here for our last show back in November, and Jimmy Stadler. With 13 plus recordings and decades of touring between them, they join us now for a great show. I want to say a little thing about them. What happens in this town with music, I owe in part to them. They kind of started everything that's happening. So everybody, if you'll please silence your phones too. Welcome Lynn Adler and Lindy Hearne.
Thank you so much.
You remember when we got Kevin up for the first time at church that time?
Yes, Lindy and I used to help lead the music at the Tinney Chapel Methodist Church when we were early on in our time here, and Kevin was a young man young whippersnapper growing up in the church, and we used to push him up, get closer to the microphone, and he's just blossomed into such a wonderful talent and a beautiful songwriter and singer and great spirit, great soul, great heart. Thanks for that great introduction, Kevin. I am a poor wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world of woe. But there's no sickness, no toil, no danger in that bright world to which I go. Thank you so much. That's a song that, that's a version of a familiar old song that Lindy and I do on our new recording, The Ties That Bind Us. And we're so tickled to get to do yet another CD release concert here at the Arts Center. It's not lost on us how wonderful to get to be still making music at this chapter of our lives and still be releasing new music for the planet. And we've had several CD releases in this very special hallowed hall through the years. So thank you for being here tonight.
And if you don't have anything to play a CD on, we've got a couple of old cars we'll sell you.
That's funny.
So Hal Greenwood has been a big part of our songwriting lives. I co-wrote with Hal for about 30 years. And he came up with this beautiful lyric. We put this on our new CD, and it's called "Oh, Angels Are Coming." Are you ready?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. No, take two.
Take two. One, two, three. We like to make a few mistakes in our show, make you feel better about us. We are human. In the Cimarron Hills, where I was a boy, the red golden sunset is unashamed joy. Beneath that great light is a churchyard I crave. I long to stand there by my old daddy's grave. He had a saying at sunset I love to see. Oh, angels are coming to let down their wings. Oh, angels are coming to let down their wings. They come at the toe, the old church bell Cimarron Hills, but I picture that warmth in my evening's cold chills. I see the dust of a body laid into the clay, and as a sweet spirit rise to be taken away. And here in remembrance my heart gladly sings. Bell rings to cover the soul of a child of the kings. Oh, angels are coming to let down their wings. One more time. Oh, angels are coming to let down their wings. They come at the toll in the old church bell rings. Child of the kings. Oh, angels are coming to let down their wings. Oh, angels are coming to let down their wings.
Thank you so much.
Let's do it. Come on, let's get to it. Stop this waiting around like some light's gonna change or some bell's gonna sound. Let's do it. Let's make it. You and me, let's shake it. Take that lonesome chance like two dragonflies diving for one last dance. Let's do it. Who can stop us? What could be wrong when two hearts are where they belong? There's a lone bird singing on top of the hill. Before it stops, why don't we say we will? Let's do it. Let's show it. This is it, we know it. Throw caution to the wind like a high-flying kite. Even when the storms begin, let's do it. Who can stop us? What could be wrong when two hearts are where they belong? There's a lone bird singing on top of the hill. Before it stops, why don't we say we will? Let's do it.
Thank you so much. That's another song from the new record, and it always makes me think of when we got married 3 years ago, November 20th. Lindy and I decided to put a bow on a 40-year friendship and get married.
We want
And
to make sure that we,
it's just so funny that there's a line in there about throwing caution to the wind. It's like, there's such an immediacy of this song. It's like about let's just do it. Like after that many years. But anyway.
Yeah, we met in Nashville in 1979. Yep.
Yeah, and we were thinking, this week, every time it rolls around when we're doing what we're so grateful and blessed to be able to call an annual show here in this hallowed hall, where so many great folks have performed on this very up-close and personal stage. But just to think about, it's just interesting, isn't it, to think if you had only known what the years would hold when you make a change in life and move somewhere, do something risky feeling or scary and make a decision. And we're just so grateful to have been adopted by the community that we adopted as our hometown and be able to be a part of such a vibrant town. And so, anyway, this is another song. We've sung this here before. Several of the songs we're doing here tonight that we've done before, but they've never been on a recording of ours, and now they are. And this is another one of those songs. I think I'll do that too. We hydrate because we care.
So this is one that Lynn wrote for her mom. And her dad, like my dad, was a music director, choir director at the churches while we were growing up, and you felt like your mom needed a song, so here it is.
Yeah, I don't know what my mom would have thought about these sleeves. This is kind of a new ensemble, a new thrift store find of mine. Is it working for me or no? I don't know. Is it kind of? Okay. I mean, what are you going to say, right? Anyway, okay. Here you go, Mama. Mm-hmm. Standing next to Mama, working in the kitchen, underneath washing the dishes, ironing clothes, getting close to Jesus, standing next to Mama, standing next to Mama. Sunday bells are ringing right there by my side. I can hear her sing songs from the hymnal, just as I am. God be with you until we meet again. I take the high part, she takes the low, getting close to Jesus, standing next to Mama, standing next to Mama, singing harmony, standing next to Mama, holding on to me, standing next to Mama, such sweet memories. Standing next to Mama on my guitar strumming like the air I breathe. I could hear her humming songs from the hymnal. My faith looks up to thee. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. She on her piano, me on my guitar, getting close to Jesus, standing next to Mama, standing next to Mama, standing next to Mama. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, earlier in our early years of being here, we got to know our town's much loved then and now much missed historian, town historian, Bill Jones, who wrote so many wonderful stories and tales through the years for the Winnsboro News and other resources in our town of the town's history. He was just a walking, talking history book, and he shared with us some stories that we wove into a trilogy of songs called the Crossroads Trilogy, because our town, for those of you that don't know, was originally called not the Crossroads, but it's Crossroads, Texas. And so the Crossroads Trilogy is the name of those three songs, and this is the middle song in our trilogy, and it's on an earlier recording of ours. It's over there on the CD table. It's all true stuff that happened in this very town.
About the bawdy days of Winnsboro.
And so, again, for those of you that don't know, this building was once Massel's Saloon, and the story goes that the bar was over there on that wall, and there was a stuffed alligator on a shelf on the wall. That's just one of the many tales that. Anyway, the song will tell the story. Here we go, down to the Bowery, on the Bowery stage. Across the road from the Winnsboro Depot, street lanterns shone through the dust. Down on the Bowery boardwalks lined with lumberjacks, liquor, and lust. The air, it smelled of horses, kerosene and coal. And the gamblers took their chances, took this boomtown on a roll. The corner saloon, called Massel's, had a stuffed alligator on the wall. And those body boys smoked nickel cigars and drank moonshine till last call. The Bowery was on Market Street, 13 saloons and more. Wild cards, roulette, and spirits behind each swinging door. Down on the Bowery, on the Bowery. One late night down at Massel's, in a backroom game of chance, the Pine Boys beat Bud Taylor, and his pistol made them dance. Up against the wall, you two, I'm giving you the boot. He shot him dead and hopped his horse, the posse in hot pursuit. But their ponies could not catch him. He rode a fiery steed, a Kentucky long-legged stretch horse is all an outlaw needs. The Bowery was on Market Street, 13 saloons and more. Wild cards, roulette, and spirits behind each swinging door. Down on the Bowery, on the Bowery. According to the legend, Bud was never seen again, but the calaboose stayed busy with its share of lawless men. The 1907 shootout really brought the Bowery down. It left 4 men lying dead near the very heart of town. Well, folks had their fill of saloons and bars and the all-night drunk and brawl. So by 1910, they closed them down, and the Bowery took the fall. The Bowery was on Market Street, 13 saloons and more. Wild cards, roulette, and spirits behind each swinging door. Down on the Bowery, on the Bowery, on the Bowery. So much. So, and has anything changed? No, not really. What goes around comes around. But anyway, yeah, we had a lovely meal tonight just across the Bowery at Z's. And,
I believe somebody else has been there too.
glad to see the Zoomers here tonight. And I also like to send a shout out to our dear friends that have the Jersey Girls Dairy. Toby and Linda Courtney are here tonight. Very special friends that have just been friends to us on so many levels through the years. And their plain yogurt sustained me all day today. It was kind of what was my go-to sustenance until I got disease. And I was, saving around. But, so anyway, it's just so special to see so many people that we've known for many, many years here tonight, as well as to make new friends. So please do keep it at heart and mind the things that Kevin Tenney shared with us at the opening about the way the Art Center is expanding in the days to come, and think of the ways that you can be involved with that. Some of you have financial resources that could be very helpful to this project. Others of you have, like us, are just folk singers, not rock stars, but you have big hearts and some time on your hands. Maybe you can volunteer or be involved in other ways. So please let some of the volunteers know how you'd like to be a part of what's happening just up the street from here.
Here's a song that's also on our new CD. This is called River of Wind.
There's a river of wind flowing over the prairie. One bank is the sunrise,
the other sunset.
It rolls from the cold lands clear down to the desert, calling me home where I've never been yet. My friend, the Wind River blew me out of Dodge City, down through Anadarko and Wichita Falls, through mineral wells, land passes, and Birdie, to old San Antonio where the mission bell calls. I ride on that current like a high soaring eagle, though I'm just a catfish on the prairie below. I've rode and I've rambled, I found love and lost it. I follow that river wherever it goes. Prairie, the clouds sail upon it like ships of the line. I wander below with that river above me. Wherever it takes me is the home I call mine. I ride on that current like a high soaring eagle, though I'm just a catfish on the prairie below. Rode and I've rambled, I found love and lost it. I follow that river wherever it goes. Wherever it goes. Wherever it goes. So true. Gosh, I think back to all the places that Lindy and I have toured in the years since we've moved out here to Winnsboro. In the early years, we were around, and then we had the Crossroads Coffee House and Music Company over on Main Street and hosted live shows like this on our stage over there for 3.5 years until May of '09, and then we started touring that summer after Kate graduated from high school. And then that fall, we had the big flood. Woo, that was interesting. And we lived to tell about that. And so anyway, we're all here, and yet some of us aren't here anymore. And the ones that we've lost, we've got them in our hearts tonight. Some special folks recently that we've lost, as well as ones through the years that have been in this very special room before tonight and are no longer with us. So this song, Sweet Texas Songs, we started singing very early on at our time out here. Yeah. I like that ringtone. So this was a song we wrote with our dear friend Hal Greenwood, and it's woven. I posted about this today on my Facebook wall. I don't know if any of you guys happen to see it, but so this song mentions some local haunts around here, including, well, Big Sandy Creek. It's not a haunt, but it's a place. It's a
Crybaby Bridge.
Crybaby Bridge, the Angel Branch of the creek or of the river. What was the other thing? Anyway, there's real places in here that are either legends or real. Well, they're real to us because we live here. This is a song that Michael Hearne sings on and plays lead guitar on with us on the record, and it just feels so good. And we've got a whole project around Sweet Texas Songs that we're looking forward to sharing with you all about in the days to come. But anyway, here's this song, Sweet Texas Songs.
Down along Big Sandy Creek, the piney woods stand tall and deep, where lovers and mothers and desperate men come to the water to weep. The water draws up through the roots, the mystery it holds, breathing through the leaves of the whispering trees, stories long to be told. Sweet Texas songs in the air, hear the music on the wind, the fiddle and the banjo play, as we sing 'em once again. Play a high and wild guitar, like the life of a love so fair. Just takes a little Lone Star magic to hear sweet Texas songs in the air. The wind blows east over Peckerwood Flat, up and down the Angel Branch, where lovers and mothers and desperate men still play at games of chance. The wind pulls songs from their hearts and sings them over the hills. Just stand and listen in the wildflower fields. You can hear 'em still, sweet Texas songs in the air. Hear the music on the wind, the fiddle and the banjo play, as we sing 'em once again. Play a high and wild guitar, like the laugh of a love so fair. Just takes a little Lone Star magic to hear sweet Texas songs in the air. Oh, the lovers go down on Crybaby Bridge, take a chance and a shot at the moon. They dance to ancient echoes of dreams and make their mark on a sycamore tree. Sweet Texas songs in the air, hear the music on the wind, the fiddle and the banjo play, as we sing 'em once again. Play a high and wild guitar, like the laugh of a love so fair. It just takes a little Lone Star magic to hear sweet Texas songs in the air. Sweet Texas songs in the air. Sweet Texas songs in the air.
Thank you so much.
Here's another one off of our new CD. I never could wait for a flight of light. Before it could land, I was out of sight. So I sure couldn't wait for the trees to turn green, or for the fruit to ripen in the summertime scene. Why don't the fruit come before the flower? I'd say my daddy would smile and declare it just happens that way. Take a $10 hoe for a $2 tree, nurture it with love, give it all it needs. It'll pay you back on down the line with the sweetest fruits come harvest time. the rabbit off like a hare. Took what I could, I was out of there. I would eat the fruits before it grew. So much for old Dad and the little he knew. Why don't the fruit come before the flower, I'd say, and my daddy would smile and declare, it just happens that way. Take a $10 hole for a $2 tree, nurture it with love, give it all it needs, it'll pay you back on down the line with the sweetest fruits come harvest time. When I came back home, made lean by the years, my dad's dying words brought a harvest of tears. Now I do my best to bring in the crop, and my dad rests easy on the grassy hilltop. And I teach my sons to hold to the line and wait for the fruit come harvest time. Sing it with us now. Dig a $10 hole for a $2 tree, nurture it with love, give it all it needs, it'll pay you back, it'll pay you back on down the line with the sweetest fruit, with the sweetest fruit come harvest. One more time. Dig a $10 hole for a $2 tree, nurture it with love, give it all it needs, it'll pay you back on down the line with the sweetest fruit come harvest time. Excellent.
So I don't know, there's kind of a rowdy bunch down here to my right.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. Pastor Lyons, I'm so sorry.
We're going to be there in the morning.
Yeah, Lindy and I have had the very lovely experience of serving at the First United Methodist Church in our town for over a year now as their interim music leaders. And even since during COVID, we were helping out there a little bit, like once a month, and they asked us if we would be interested, and we sure were, and it was a great help to us because we haven't been able to tour as much as we were at one time, and not to mention just to be a part of a church community in the town is just so very special. And so anyway, it's fun to see you out kicking up your heels tonight, Debbie Lyons. So this is another song on the new CD. Check my tuning here. So this song came about when I was going through the earlier days, excuse me, of my grieving of my parents both passed away in 2020. My father to congestive heart failure on Palm Sunday morning, April 5th of 2020, and then just a little over 6 months later, my mom died due to the cause of COVID, but it was also, she was not well, and she was suffering from dementia, and she was looking for my dad every day, and he was nowhere to be found, so. That was particularly harsh for me because I didn't get to be with either one of them or have any kind of memorial at the time, public, closure time for the community to celebrate them. My dad was minister of music for many years at the First Baptist Church of Carthage, Missouri. And so everybody in town knew my mom and dad. My dad was the outgoing one, my mom the reserved one. Equal parts, both of them. So anyway, I'll I was just on a drive, a long, slow drive. And that's the name of this song. I'd also like to say a shout out of thanks to Eliza Gilkison for putting her beautiful angelic voice on this song with me. She sings the second verse on the recording, and it's really special. It means so much to me to have her there. She's been a guiding light for me as a musician, as a songwriter, as an artist, and also as a caring human being on the planet. So anyway, sometimes you just got to take a long, slow drive. Sometimes you just gotta take a long, slow drive, a long, slow drive, a long, slow drive. Sometimes you just gotta take a long, slow drive, a long, slow drive, just to stay alive. Sometimes you just gotta have a long, slow cry, a long, slow cry, a long, slow cry. Sometimes you just gotta have a long, slow cry, a long, slow cry, just to get by. Well, you can drive yourself to drink, you can drive yourself to tears, you can drive yourself crazy after all the years. But when the ones you love leave you, just don't lose sight of grace. Let the tears flow in to that empty space. Sometimes you just gotta sit a long, slow while, a long, slow while, a long, slow while. Sometimes you just gotta sit a long, slow while, a long, slow while, just to get your smile. You can drive yourself to drink, you can drive yourself to tears, you can drive yourself crazy after all the years. But when the ones you love leave you, just don't lose sight of grace. Let the tears flow into that empty space. Sometimes you just gotta take a long, slow drive, a long, slow drive, a long, slow drive. Sometimes you just gotta take a long, slow drive, a long, slow drive, just to stay alive. Thank you so much. This is another song from the new record. It's one we've been doing for years. It's called Snakeskin. You know, we recorded out in Alamosa, Colorado with Howlin' Dog Records label. We're on a label. We've been on our own little indie label, as they call them, for years. We call it Spring Hollow Records, named after our home, Spring Hollow.
I thought it was the Lindy Lynn. record label, the Lindy. You know,
The Lynn and
Lindy.
Lindy? Or the Lindy Lynn?
Yeah,
You wanted to be first, didn't you?
I did.
Well, anyway, now we're Howlin' Dogs, official Howlin' Dogs. We thought it seemed pretty fitting. We felt right at home there, and got to work with the amazing Don Richmond, who put all these amazing parts on our record, and was just so sweet and kind and patient and loving toward us over a number of months. That we just really wanted the project to take its time, and so we did all this whole past year, worked on it together and over long distance. So anyway, this song just kind of, we let the songs let us know what kind of wanted to come together on this project, and this was one of the ones that wanted to come together. So. It's Lindy's favorite theme. It's a dark song.
What can I say?
Lindy says, "I want it darker," just like what's his face, Leonard Hearne. You shed me like a snakeskin, left me lying hollow, no winding trail to follow, turn inside out again. The dust is hard to swallow when you're nothing but a snakeskin, cast off in a tailspin, a lost enamorado. But I feel like the border between two thieves, empty and aching and nothing to believe. At least you left me light to the wind, and I'll be long gone till you crawl this way again. I'm a down and dirty castaway on the shores of slight affection. I got no sense of direction. It's just another day, and I feel like the border between two thieves, empty and aching, nothing to believe. At least you left me light to the wind, and I'll be long gone. At least you left me light to the wind, and I'll be long gone till you crawl this way again. You shed me like a snakeskin, Ew, that was dark. That was really dark. Wow.
So,
We don't get to hear that side of you on Sunday mornings at Methodist Church.
well, wait till, let's see, what's the next dark time
that's
in the
not-
church? Let's see. I guess next Lent would have to do.
I think I'm going to stay on this guitar for this song.
All right, why don't you?
So years ago, Lindy and I wrote our first song ever together, which was a gospel song.
What year is that?
I don't remember.
I remember it was 1982. We wrote our first song. She came over to the house, and it was in Memphis. And she said, "Lindy, I have a chorus, and I need some verses. You want to co-write it with me?" Well, she had never co-written before with anybody, and she was a little nervous, but we got through it. And you
still
recorded
nervous.
you recorded on your solo album at that time. So 20 years later, we wrote our second song together.
I am very slow, but anyway. One of the greatest compliments we ever had from this song was somebody came up to us after a show and said they'd used this song in their relationship with their spouse to have a reconciliation of a relationship. And well, that was just like the ultimate, blessing or honor as songwriters who put songs out in the world for healing or for entertainment, to actually hear somebody actually use a song.
So that's when we started charging people for it, right? This is if you ever get in an argument or a fight with your spouse or your significant other, this is a good song. It's a good song to do. Whenever we do that now, we just sing this song, and it's all healed, right?
Right. So, and just so you know, we're going to do this song and then one more, and then we'll take a little break and visit and hang out. And we'd love to see you over at the CD table, either at the break or at the end of the evening, and send you home with one of our new recordings. And all of our others are over there as well. Of course, our music is digitally available as well for those of you who just literally don't have a way to listen to an actual CD anymore. Or maybe, your parents or your grandparents would like a copy. I don't know. Somebody that still has an old car that, like we do, that has a cassette player and a CD player in it. So anyway, enough about that.
So this is called, we send this out to all of you who are in that realm right now of fighting with your mate. This is called Take It Back.
Yeah.
Take it back, those things you said, pull me to your heart instead. When your red heart feels blue, remember who you're talking to. Take it back, those things you said. Take it back.
I take it back, those things I've done. Let's set your heart on the run. How soon we forget how much we bless the day we met. I take it back.
Take it
those things I've done, I take it back. We give, we take, we make mistakes, we hold the pain inside. We run and hide, protect our pride, and kiss our love goodbye.
Take it back.
Take it back,
This heart,
this heart of mine,
you push away.
push away
So many times.
so many times.
When things get too hard,
to take.
don't forget the sweet
love
love
we make.
you take it back.
Take it back,
This heart of mine.
take it back.
Thank you. Let's write another song together sometime.
Oh, I think we've written plenty. Here's one that we wrote with, did I write this? Yeah, I wrote this one with our friend Andy Renfrey, and she's from Nashville, she and her husband. And we decided to put it on the album, and we call our album this is the title cut, The Ties That Bind Us.
I passed a woman on the street today. She looked a lot like you. Didn't follow as she walked away, oh, but I wanted to.
Could have sworn I saw you on a bus uptown. Memories can deal the hardest blow when they come around. The ties that bind us come back to remind us of all the things we knew. The ties that bind us won't leave the past behind us. No matter how we try, we can't undo the ties that bind us.
This place I live is so different from the world I used to know. Seems folks are always on the run, and I'm still moving slow.
I guess you wonder what I'm doing here, so far away from home. I must admit sometimes it's not too clear why I choose to roam. The ties that bind us come back to remind us of all the things we knew. The ties that bind us won't leave the past behind us. No matter how we try, we can't undo the ties that bind us. I'll always be connected to the place that holds the ones I love. There are some things that you can't erase. They fit you like a glove. The ties that bind us come back to remind us of all the things we knew. The ties that bind us won't leave the past behind us. No matter how we try, we can't undo the ties that bind us. The ties that bind us. Thank you all.
Take a break. Thanks for being here.